Now, my second question for you today is, should people of all races be allowed to get loans? Do you think that there should exist some type of affirmative action for people who otherwise may not have the opportunity to obtain these loans?
The first answer to the first question is yes, everyone should, and it should not be dependent on the race. But the second part of the question is probably more important. It should depend that loan should be available even to those who are not in a position to get a backup or afford, especially for poor people. There should be more liberal policies. So race, everyone should be, there should not be an affirmative action, but a sort of affirmative action should be there for the poor and the underprivileged.
I agree. So everyone should have the access, and if you are poor or underprivileged, you should have a little more benefit so you can have more advantage. But everybody should have equal opportunity.
Yeah, some sort of government backing for some sort of loans, not bigger loans, but maybe smaller loans, micro loans, or loans for housing or for basic necessity, so that some sort of guarantor is the government and they are able to get those loans at a lesser interest rates. That should not be dependent on the race, but it should be an affirmative action on the earning capacity or the how poor,
How talented the person is.
more than how talented, how poor the person is.
Now, you make up an excellent point here. But can you differentiate? Do you think that everyone should be able to get a loan for everything? Or should it be something just like a loan for business? In the same sense, should everyone be able to buy the house of their dreams?
No. To be honest, not everyone can get everything. There has to be a rationing. And there has to be a capacity to pay back. So yes, if somebody wants to have $1 million house and they do not even have a capacity to go for $100,000 house, they should not. The free market should rule there. But in other conditions where there is some sort of need, not just the greed part, but basic need part is concerned, which could be a basic loan for their particular profession at a minimum, should be considered. And especially for very poor or people who are not able to either afford their housing at a very low level or afford their business or start an enterprise at a very lower level, not at a very higher level.
So then how do you differentiate? Should government be in charge of this? Who chooses and who decides?
Government should not be totally in charge, but should be indirectly responsible for affording some of the loans or be a backup guarantor for those loans for smaller amount of, not for fancy amount. Still, there should be a way of credit checks. There should be a role to check the credit reliability of the person who can repay it, but with a backing. So say for example, someone who makes $30,000, good economists and models can tell that, this person can probably own a house, say, of 100,000. So till 100,000, the loan could be a partly subsidized, not way below the market going, but maybe market plus 1% or something like that.
The government can control.
But after that 100,000, the loans probably should be in a tier system, in a sliding fee system. It should be plus 2% or 3%, so that they are deferred from taking more than what they can pay back.
I mean, government should have some control, but again, if you are from an underprivileged area, if you have the talent and you have the plan, you should have the access for the loan. And maybe access to loan for your dreams and, a business or to set up things. So to decide in small scale and to see what person needs, you should have small units that work more close to people. Yes, I agree. Government should have some basic plan, but then there should be more access to people who have the dream and plan and talent, but don't have the money to have the startup.